In this lesson, we're going to talk about reducing clutter in the Layers panel by putting things together that right now are separate. Why don't you go ahead and open up Layers and Groups.psd in your working folder, and we've used this one before, but it'll work great. We have a whole bunch of layers. I got hair and ears and eyes and all these different things, and the reason I put them in separate layers when I drew them was for control, so I could move things around and get everything exactly where I wanted it to be. I don't need these anymore. Now, we could do a group. Groups are fine, but I don't need a group. I do not need the complexity of separate layers. I want to put them together. There's a couple of ways that we can do this. Number one, select all the ones you want to merge. I can hold the Shift key down and click right here and get all of those. We'll leave the text layers out for now. Go up to this button up here, that's Options, and go down to Merge Layers. And there you go. Now the name is the first layer, hair. That's why it's called hair, because that was the first layer in that stack. Let me press undo, my favorite key. Another way to do it is one at a time. We start with the one we want to start with, like hair. We can go up to this button right here, and we can go down to Merge Down, or I like the shortcut better. That's Control if you're on a Windows system, Command if you're on Mac, and the letter E. Control E, Merge Down, Down, E, E. Now it ends up with the bottommost layer's name called mouth. It's no big deal. You can change that if you want to. We're reducing the complexity of our document by reducing the number of layers. Now let me go ahead and go into my magic little button up here, and this is for our history. I'm going to click back up here and get us back to our starting point. What if we want to merge everything? Well, if you want to merge everything, you can go up to the button again here and say Merge Visible, or Control or Command Shift E, and it will merge it just like a flatten into a background, because that's what was on the bottom, that background. Let me undo that again. What if we just want to merge some of the layers? They're not in order, so maybe do something like this. I'll turn off mouth and eyes, and Andy's funny face and background. So the only things I have on are these. Merge Visible. This one right here. And if we select it, it will merge just those, and it will put the name of the top layer as the name of the merge. Let me go ahead and undo that one more time. Let me go ahead and turn everything back on again for a second. If we decide to merge plain old layers, that's what we've done so far, well, we've lost control, but we still have basically the same thing. I have two text layers down here. Now, number one, if I try to press Control E, you will notice that won't work. You can't merge a text layer down into another text layer. But if I do select both of them and go up to this button and tell the computer I want to merge those layers, watch what happens. Now, it doesn't change. It still says Andy's funny face, but there's a big problem. It's no longer a type or text layer. I can no longer type with it. I mean, it'll be there as long as I don't want to change it. It's fine. But remember, if you're merging text layers, it will take them into a rastered condition. It's going to rasterize the text. Let me go ahead and undo that again. One more merge technique I want to show you that I use a lot. I'm going to select all of these layers again, and I'm going to turn these off for now. Now, we know if we click Merge Visible right here, it will merge them into one layer, and the name of the layer will be hair. Now watch this. I'm going to click that button. But what I'm also going to do is hold down the Alt key in Windows, the Option key on a Mac. So it's an Alt and then click this and watch what happens. What I've got, watch, I'll turn this off. I have a layer that only has those visible items in it. Everything else is there separately, including this stuff. You say, why? Why would you do that? Why would you merge them together and still have these? Well, there's a couple of reasons. I have a lot of control over that single layer. I could try a lot of different things up here and apply to the whole thing all at once. That's similar to a group, I understand. But the other thing is, if I'm moving this information into another document, if I don't have it all in one layer, I have to move these 5. But if I have it as one, I can actually drag that into another document and I've got it. There's a lot of reasons why you might want to temporarily merge all of that stuff together. So when you need to merge, you got a lot of options here. The bottom line is we do, in a sense, lose some of our control because we are merging these layers together, but we do gain on the other side by portability and reduced complexity.